Hello, I'm Rich Dean with West Coast Collector Cars in Oregon, and today I have a 1954 Chevy pickup project to show you. Now, ordinarily I don't take on projects unless I, think they're worthy or they're worth it for people. And this is a nice old truck that can be fixed up however you want to. You can leave it alone. It runs good. It drives good. Shifts nice. The brakes work good. It's a really nice, usable truck, but it's going to need some help if you wanted it to, be a little more cosmetically nicer. But let me go over it for you, and you'll kind of see what I mean. But at the same time, you'll also realize that this is a very cool truck. So I called this color industrial yellow, and I just sort of picked that out just because it's really not a pastel yellow. It's not a bright yellow. It's kind of looks like a yellow that they might have painted some some equipment, heavy equipment in or something. So at any rate, that's what I call it. But all the paint that's on it is in pretty good shape. It does have some shine to it. You'll see the panels align well. The doors open and close nicely. I should point out, you'll notice all the side window glass is new, and all of the trim here is also new, and the weather stripping and the whiskers are new. The front windshield is original, but all the rest of the glass has been replaced. And while we're here, I'll go ahead and show you a couple things on the interior. Now, these would have had a metal panel right in this area here, just kind of fit over this part here, and those are missing on this truck. I'm sure they can be found at a swap meet, and maybe you can even get them in the aftermarket, but just wanted to point that out. The door handles and everything work properly, and they're in nice shape. Windows roll up and down again. Nice. The floor pans are good in the truck. No rust there. This seat is original bench seat, and it has been reupholstered in this sort of tan, I don't know what you call that, naga hide. How many nagas it took to cover it, but anyway. And then you got this stock looking, this is the stock headliner set up here, and of course they only would have had one visor originally, and that's been recovered, and that's new. Horn works. This is a suicide knob, or what they call a suicide knob, for your steering wheel, because these didn't have power steering, so consequently they were a little harder to steer. Gauges, all the lights work. A couple of the gauges don't work. So, that's a case in point of something that might need to be fixed a little bit. One, of course, the fuel gauge, and I think that the amp gauge and the oil gauge work, and I think maybe the temp gauge doesn't work. But anyway, I mentioned in the text ad, if you go to westcoastcollectorcars.com, you'll see I wrote a text ad, but also there's a lot of pictures there, and I'll show you the undercarriage. And I'm showing you some of the rust that you would find in a truck like this. The rust that it has is very common. I drive the 56 over there, and it's about the same way, really. I mean, it's just, unless you want to go through and cut metal out and patch it in, it really doesn't hurt the integrity of the truck. It's just something that you need to know about. But what I was going to say is that I mentioned in the text ad that the heater doesn't work, but I was wrong. Actually, the heater does work, and the little heater blower motor does work. Emergency brake works. The wipers also don't work. That's the only other thing on the truck that doesn't work. So, as you can see, all this weather stripping here has been replaced as well. Wheels and tires are brand new. Nice steel chrome wheels here. With these bow tie caps, and these are BF Goodrich radial TAs, and they're 245/60s all the way around the truck. So very nice wheels and tires already. The grill here is only for the 1954 and what they call the 55 First Series, and the 54 and 55 First Series, not a lot of difference there. I think maybe a hood emblem you had on the 54, and the 55 First Series you didn't have a hood emblem, and that's really just about the only difference. There may be a couple other little subtle differences, but while we're here, let me show you under the hood. This is a 235 straight six engine, and it just runs very well. Doesn't smoke, starts right up, runs great. It's what they call the stove bolt engine. Show you a little shot here of the front fender. I believe it was repaired at one time and then somebody bumped it again, so it knocked some of the body work out, you know, so that's what you're seeing here. Just point that out to you. And also very common, you know, the cab corners, you know, you can see the little rust bubbling there, and show you inside here, and you can see right in here. Now the floor has been all POR 15, so it's rock solid. A little heater box there. That's your battery there. And it is on the 6-volt still. Again though, starts and runs great. You know. Fuel tank still behind the seat. The bed's pretty nice. The front panel that you see there has been replaced, obviously. You know, you just got these diamond plate planks here for the bed floor, but you know, it's actually in pretty good shape. It's not all rusted out, and if somebody wanted to, they could just, you know, get one of those bedwood kits with the strips and, you know, put the original style bed back in there if you want that. But the way this is right now, you know, this is something you could take and you know, really wanted to, you could go to, you know, one of the big box stores and haul something home in it. You don't have to worry about it. Tailgate's nice. You know, you got your lanyards here that hold the tailgate, you know, in the down position. It's got this big diamond plate painted bumper here with a hitch ball. Looks like maybe it was painted here. I don't know if someone was thinking about doing some sort of a two-tone thing or what, but at any rate, you see that. What I'd like to do now is I'll jump in the truck and you know, start it up for you. I'll take it around the parking lot so you can see that it actually, you know, does run and drive under its own power. The clutch works great, steers nice, goes down the road nicely too. Now this is an original 3-speed with the granny gear, so if you want to call it a 4-speed, but you know what granny gear is, you know, I think your top speed is about 6 miles an hour maybe, and it's for, you know, of course, very low torque if you were going to pull something out of the field or something. But all the gears work, you know, and it shifts nice and easy. Now these old trucks with the 6 cylinders, you know, they ran so good, it just started. I mean, you could let this thing sit for a month and come in here and boom, it starts right up, you know. Runs great. Again, the emergency brake works nicely. It does have the floor start, you know. So you know, you gotta push the button on the floor and for it to start. All the vents and everything work properly. It's got a glove box here. Dash is in good shape. Chrome and the mirrors and so forth are nice. It's just a good, solid, usable truck that, you know, I tout it as a project, you know, because it's an easy project. You know, I mean, it's a project you can actually enjoy while you're fixing it up. So if I can answer any further questions for you about this 54 Chevy pickup, don't hesitate to give me a call. Again, my name is Rich Dean. This is West Coast Collector Cars. My number is 503-851-6763, and thank you for watching today.